So here it is, the new version of the Subnautica any percent tutorial. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to go over the settings we use in speedrunning. Then I'm going to go over spawn locations. What are good spawn locations? What are bad spawn locations? How do we identify them? And then I'm going to do a run and explain how to do stuff, how to navigate, where to go, and so on and so forth. So the first thing is it's important to know the difference between patches. So there are basically two main patches right now. So the one patch is the September 2018 patch, which is this one I'm currently at. This of course is an older patch, but it has some differences to the new patch. The new patch, currently the October 2020 patch, it has some differences, some better performances, and as this is any percent, we are going to use a whole lot of glitches. Some of those glitches, especially two of them, there is a difference on current patch. I'm right now just going to run on this patch though. So I am going to explain the how to do it on the new patch, on the October 2020 patch as well. But it does take a bit more time. If you want to go for world record, it's probably going to be September 2018, as that will always be like a minute faster at least. But you can achieve extremely good times on the current on the October 2018 patch as well. Also, the October 2018 patch has improved loading times, which make spawn resetting a whole lot more bearable, at least for me. So first, I'll go through the settings which we use. The general settings are all, that's totally up to you. I suggest turning up the field of view a bit from the standard 60. I have it at 70. That's just nice. Graphics, you can have it as you like. I highly recommend turning off bloom, as bloom makes it a bit harder to see in the lava zone, as well as make sure to have color grading turned off. Color grading really, if you have color grading on, it might look nicer, but it makes it really hard to see at night. So that's a no-no here. The next important thing is keyboard. We have left hand use secondary bound to scroll wheel down or scroll wheel up. That's totally up to you. I prefer scroll wheel down, and right hand use to scroll wheel up. Cycle next and cycle previous have of course to be unbound from the scroll wheel, so just any other key, but make sure you can still use them. So I have them at left bracket, right bracket. Take picture, I have a middle mouse button, but that is irrelevant in this category. So now is spawn resetting, or spawn locations. So no, first, the first thing you want to do is, if you record your run to be able to submit it, you need to show the game mode selection screen and show that you click on survival, because you could do freedom. Freedom will make you not use hunger or thirst. Otherwise it's exactly the same, but for any percent, freedom is not permitted. So this always has to be at the start of your speedrun to show which game mode you are using. So I'm just going to click on survival, and then we have a loading screen which is approximately 18 seconds, I think, or more, 18 to 25 seconds, I'd say. Oh no, 18 seconds is on current patch, yeah. No, this... Oh, no, wow. Okay, it was 18 seconds. So, right here, at this screen, when we press a button here, a cutscene will start. On this screen now we normally have our timer, which starts at -1 seconds. We can press and hold down escape to skip this entire cutscene, which takes approximately a second. So I will press and hold down escape as well as click my button to start the timer normally. That will, well, start the timer and skip directly into the live pod. So when I press and hold down escape, I would normally also start my timer. So pressing and holding down escape, which makes us go directly into the live pod. So when we are here in the live pod, the first thing we want to do is move towards this medical kit fabricator. You scroll wheel down to open this and pick up the medkit and exit the live pod. We earlier bound scroll wheel to left click, so each scroll counts as multiple inputs of any action. Like if I scroll down once, so if I scroll down once, I'm clicking multiple times. Same goes for scroll wheel up. Also, what I did just there was hide the oxygen mask, which you do by pressing F6. If you press it again, then just the mask, but without the HUD, then nothing, then nothing, then everything back, and then I press F6 once, and the mask is gone. You cannot press F1, F3, F8, because F1 will give you a debug menu, F3 will give you another debug menu, and F8 as well. So you cannot use those three keys during speedrun. Pressing one of those keys will instantly make a speedrun invalid. So you have to be aware of that. So, spawn locations. You can spawn basically anywhere in the safe shallows. Well, not technically not anywhere, but there is a very large area in the safe shallows where you can spawn. And of course, some spawns are good, some spawns are bad. This actually is a really good spawn and is very close to my absolute favorite spawn. My absolute favorite spawn is right in front of this coral tube here. That would be my personal favorite. So, how to identify basically anything here? Landmarks. So, the main landmarks, which are always the same, is of course you have the Aurora. The Aurora is the big crashed ship. Always there. Then you have two clouds you can use to navigate, which is this cloud and this cloud, to the front and the back of the Aurora. You could also look at them through your PDA, and these clouds will glow. You might notice no other clouds will glow, as it's just those two clouds. These two clouds conceal the two islands. This cloud conceals the mountain island, and this cloud conceals the floating island. We use those for navigation a lot, as well as the Aurora. And two of my personal navigation tips is you can use this coral tube, which is looking out of the water, as well. There is a second one, but I generally say these coral tubes which are facing out of the water are close to the big coral tubes. There are 3 big coral tubes, but we only care about this one. This with the open area in front of it, and behind it's open as well. So generally you want to be I say good spawns, bad spawns. Good spawns are if you really are behind the thrusters of the Aurora by a lot, then it's a really bad spawn. If you are in front of the Aurora a lot, it's a bad spawn as well. Generally, you want to be in this area where these pillars are. This hole in the ground here. This is a good spawn. This coral tube, in the vicinity of this coral tube, basically you want your life pod to be ideally as close to the opening of this coral tube here as possible. that would be the ideal. But generally in this area here, it's a good spawn. So close to this coil tube, close to these pillars here, to this cave entrance here, here that's good. So, but also we have a video which talks about spawn locations. I will link that video in the description below for you to check out to learn what good spawn locations are, what bad spawn locations are, and how to identify them basically. So there is a lot of RNG in this run, like a lot, depending on fragments and resource distribution. As this is a tutorial and I don't want this run to die 100 times, I will load up a save file. You cannot do that in a speedrun. You have to start at the game mode selection screen and start the game from there. I will load that save file to be able to be sure to always have the fragments I need. So I will do that. I will quit the game. So again, this is not allowed in a normal speedrun. You cannot load a save file. But the first thing I'm going to do is when I'm here, I'm going to grab the medkit and exit the life pod. Through the bottom hatch. We never go through the top exit. So I'm here at the geyser. This is a decent spawn. It's not a fantastic spawn, but it isn't a bad spawn either. These are the pillars I was talking about. This is the low ceiling cave, which we call it sometimes. This is a geyser. Over there is our coral tube. So first thing I want to do, I exit the life pod and I swim down to grab some resources. I want 6 mushrooms. I should have 6 mushrooms. And 2 limestone. When you scroll, you click multiple times, which basically lets you instantly break a rock and pick up the item inside. The first 2
is an essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just decreased to unlikely, but plausible.
The first 2 limestone you break will always give you 1 copper and 1 titanium, which is exactly what you need for a scanner. There is a thing called resource buckets in this game. Basically, all resources in this game have a resource bucket. Like, for example, limestone has a resource bucket of copper and titanium, and every 2 limestone will give you 1 copper and 1 titanium. Not necessarily in that order. It can be 1 titanium, 1 copper, but every 2 limestone you get those 2 resources. Like the first one I break is either copper or a titanium. The second one will be the other one. The third one I break can again be a copper or a titanium. That's random. And the fourth one will be the other one. Like if the third one was a copper, the fourth one will be a titanium. Same goes for sandstone. But sandstone does not have a resource bucket of 2. It has a resource bucket of 8. And those 8... So every 8 sandstone will guarantee to have 3 silver, 2 gold and 3 lead. But I will explain that later again. So once we got that, 1 copper, 1 titanium and 6 mushrooms, we want to go back into the life pod and start crafting. So if you hold down the sprint key, by default it's the shift key, you will keep this menu open while you craft. So first thing I want to do is craft a battery, and as you noticed, this menu did not close. And second thing I want to craft is a scanner. And then I will exit the life pod again. I will turn down the PDA lady, because it's a bit annoying. So, now the first thing we want to do is to grab a sea glide. Where do we get a sea glide from? Sea glides fragments can spawn anywhere in the safe shallows, but it's just more likely to wreck. And we have a very specific wreck which we go to, which is right behind there. If you spawn anywhere in the safe shallows, basically a good tip is look at the aurora, look left, there is this cloud. Again, this is the cloud which is glowing. And you want to head towards that cloud. You want to head, this is the geyser, which we are going to go to later on, and behind that geyser is a wreck. We want to go there. Swimming on top of the water without a sea glide is faster than swimming under the water, so we basically, when we don't have the sea glide, we want to swim above water as much as possible. So when we're here, we want to scan 2 sea glide fragments. There are multiple boxes here. There are these large boxes and there are these small box. No, this is a small box as well. Oops, sorry. So there are these large boxes which are very clean. They don't have any burn marks, anything, no dents, whatever. And importantly, they are submerged in the sand. If a box is submerged in the sand, it can never have any fragments. Here we have sea glide boxes more than enough, and we want to scan 2 of those. So next thing we want to do is turn around and look at this ridge here. We have this coral tube here, the geyser, and we want to swim across here. Ideally above water because it's faster. Then we come to the kelp forest here. And we want to swim towards this plant here and grab 2 fruits. And then we keep swimming forward and then towards this coral tube here. We want to swim above water again, preferably because it's faster. Then we swim right up to that entrance here and make sure we have full oxygen. Next thing is a thing that you might have to practice a bit to make in one go, because oxygen will be close. And then you swim down and go through and swim up to resources in this coral tube and grab basically everything. If you miss 1 or 2 resources, it's not that big of a deal, but you try to get everything. Again, using the scroll wheel for the outcrops to break them faster. You can of course use the scroll wheel on quartz as well. You want to basically go in a helix-like motion, like basically like this, to grab all the items in a smooth fashion and try to grab everything which is there. So oxygen is pretty interesting in this game. You don't die at 0 oxygen, you die at -8 oxygen. So you have 8 seconds more of oxygen than it shows. Even if your screen turns totally black like it just did for me, that's no big deal. So I'll just grab that, and then we want to head back to the life pod. Again, swimming on top of the water because it is faster. Yeah, so basically oxygen is not as bad as it looks. Like 45 seconds of oxygen, in reality we have 45 plus 8 seconds of oxygen. So then we enter the life pod again, and we craft a few things. Again, holding down the sprint key to keep the menu open. The first thing we want to do is craft 1 silicon rubber, or technically 2. Then 1 lubricant, 1 copper wire, 1 battery, a knife, an O2 tank, and a sea glide. Next, we put everything we have in this locker here, well, every resource we have, and then we count how much quartz we have. We have 9 quartz right now, so keep that number in mind, 9. I will turn the PDA lady off because she's really annoying. So, We have 9 quartz. We keep that number in mind. So next thing we want to do is a little glitch called ghost storage, which is when you open the locker, there is a slight delay between now it opens and now it opens the PDA. We can use that to our advantage when we click and instantly leave, which will give us a glitch called ghost storage. You might have to practice that a few times. So now when I open up my PDA, I'm not in the locker, as you know. I open up my PDA and I have access to this locker. I can put stuff in, take stuff out. Now I close it again. Now when I open it up again, I'm in my inventory. So that's a glitch we call ghost storage. So we want to activate ghost storage. Again, click and leave. You also hear that slight click when it works. And now we have a sea glide, and we want to, again, here is the Aurora. Oop. Normally you are not this far this direction. Normally you are way in front of the coral tube here. So if you swim at 0 meters, you will fill up your oxygen again, even if you don't leave the water, which is pretty fantastic. So first thing we want to do, we want to swim in front of this coral tube here, where we have this hole here. We want to fill up our oxygen, because oxygen is nice, and then we want to swim into this entrance here. We have 9 quartz. We have 10, we want 20 quartz. 11, then we grab these 3, which are always here. 12, grab every limestone we can. 13, 14, just swim away from those crash fish and make sure when they explode you are not over mushrooms, because if they explode and damage the mushrooms, this will kill you. Mushrooms deal a heck ton of damage. I think we are at 12 quartz, 13 quartz. Then we want to swim out of here and up to here. Here we want to grab 3 of those with our knife. 1, 2, 3. Go up for oxygen again. I'm at 13. Any limestone? No. 15. Swim through here. Grab those 3. $16. There are 2 exits. There is this exit and this exit. We swim to the left. $17. 18, 19. I will make it day via commands so you can see better, because night is really dark. We have 19 quartz. We want 20, but 19 is fine as well. And as I talked earlier, if our let's say our inventory is full now, and we need to pick more stuff up, but we can't. So let's open up ghost storage again by basically opening up the inventory, and then just dump some stuff until your inventory is less full. So now you can see we have 2 gold and 2 silver. We need those 2 gold, 2 silver for now. Later on we need all 3 silver. So it might be the case, because we only picked up 6 silver and we 6 sandstone, and the sandstone cycle is 8. It might be the case, if you're unfortunate, that you only have 1 gold or no gold at all, and you need 2 gold. So we need to pick up all 8 of them, all 8 sandstone eventually. That's totally fine. So in the case if you don't have 2 gold, or I always do it, you need to pick up more resources. So there are two ways where you can get more sandstone from. When you exit this hole here, look at the coral tube, look that way. There is a hole in the ground. And you can get one here and one here. Those are always guaranteed. And there are some quartz here as well, which we also need in this case. We need 20 quartz. In case you're not here at this spawn, which we technically are not. So we now are guaranteed to have 3 silver, 3 lead and 2 gold, because we have the full cycle completed. If you don't want to go over there, which is normally better to go here. Hey cows. Normally you go here, there are these towers here. There are these formations here, and this one has 2 holes. You go into the left hole here, and here are 2 sandstone. You normally grab those. But we only want 6 sandstone for now. 8 sandstone for now. It is very important to keep track of how much sandstone you got, so you don't want to grab any wild sandstone you've run across here. Make sure to not grab any more sandstone. So now we go into a life pod again. We want to craft some stuff. First a copper wire. Then a battery. Then a computer chip, and then a wiring kit. And with that we craft ourselves a habitat builder. So, we want some more titanium. Also we want to craft ourselves some glass. We want 4 glass for now. So we craft 4 glass. And as I said, we need more titanium, so I am going out here and look for some metal. We are luckily next to a kelp forest. Kelp forest has a lot of metal as it is. And let's grab a third. And back to the life pod. And convert that into metal. Sometimes you might run out of power here, but it should be enough to craft all of that. So now you want to grab some metal, all your glass, at least 1 copper, and I like to grab a lot of quartz. Now your inventory is full, but there's still stuff in the locker here, so we do ghost storage again and leave. Then you look at the aurora and turn around. And build a base. Our base will look at the aurora, which is that way, of course, and should be very close to the life pod ideally. Then we build a hatch and a solar panel. So we are. So you want to build the solar panel while it is still day. We have not been so lucky. So now. Oh, okay, it's just a solar eclipse. That's good. So, yeah, if you build this base after night started, it will suck because well, the base won't generate any power. So now we build 1 compartment with a hatch and a solar panel. Now we want to build 2 glass compartments, 2 metal compartments. A vertical connector, and all we want to do here now is to get our hull strength below 0. No pun intended. Then we enter the base here and build a fabricator. I know we are at hull strength of 1.5, which is not under 0 obviously. And then we want to build a fabricator here and craft 2 more glass. We craft the glass here, not upstairs, because sometimes upstairs we don't have enough power for that. And then we craft 2 windows and build those windows here. Now we have a hull strength of minus 0.5, which is enough to flood the base. Then we want to craft 2 lockers. We want to build a locker here. Make sure that it is still in this compartment here. And I just voided ghost storage, which is fantastic, because I accidentally clicked on here. And then I build a second locker here. Be aware that here has to be enough space for a second fabricator. Normally you would open ghost storage now and grab all the other resources in the lifepod locker, but because my game said nope, I have to go up and grab all of that. By the way, I'm transferring items this fast by using the scroll wheel up. And then I'm just going to put everything in here. I'm going to eat some food, drink some water. Yeah, if you need, if it is your first speedrun, you might need to cook some fish between in the meantime, because it takes so long. Normally in a speedrun you're good with the 2 ration bars and the 2 water bottles. So now our base is flooded. When we're in the base, we want to partially deconstruct and reconstruct the hatch again. Now we have activated a glitch which we call Super Sea Glide. Super Sea Glide puts a bunch of speeds together, and now we are way faster than normal. I'm going to make a day again, so for us to see. So now we have Super Sea Glide. We are a lot faster. If you leave the water, you will lose Super Sea Glide. So we don't want that. So how do I get oxygen? Well, you can go up to 0 meters and not leave the water, and you will fill up your oxygen again. That is pretty great. So now that we have Super Sea Glide, you can also do that while the base is flooding. You want to go and grab 4 mushrooms and 10 table corals. 1, 2, 3. Also our Aurora just exploded. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. So our Aurora exploded now because I did the day command twice. That just adds time. We need the Aurora to not be exploded to do something. I will restore the Aurora with a command later, because well, we need it to not be exploded. But normally you have more than enough time to do that before the Aurora explodes. So now we grabbed 4 mushrooms and 10 table corals. We want to grab 2 copper and craft 2 batteries. And put all the table coral and the batteries in here. Now we want to grab all the resources for the solar panel, which are 2 quartz, 2 titanium and a copper. And craft a second solar panel for us to have more power here. So first thing we want to do now is to grab some teeth. This is a very annoying part of this run, and it kills a lot of runs. So there of course are multiple kelp forests in this world. We want the kelp forest which is behind this coral tube here. We want to go here, and now we need 4 teeth. How do we get 4 teeth? It is random. Well, it's not entirely random. So a dog, we call those dogs, has a 1 in 4 chance of dropping a tooth while picking up a metal. This piece of metal, which has this L shape, it's an L, it's very distinctive if you know how to look for it, will never drop a tooth. So we always want to pick that up and keep the dogs from picking up that metal. This metal here is a good metal. He picked that up, but it didn't drop a tooth. So we want to have ideally multiple dogs in one area, like preferably more than 2, and still no tooth. And every time they pick up a piece of metal, they have a 1 in 4 chance of dropping a tooth. That is bad metal. That was a bad metal. That is a good metal. That is a bad metal. I want to drop that good metal in the equation. Please come here and notice that there is metal. Also make sure not to drown. Still no tooth. Wow. No. Oh, good. That is a bad metal. How much bad metal is there? Holy crap. Like, that's not normal. So, we have a first tooth here. We need 4 of them. 1, 2. This. In your inventory, all the bad and good metals look the same. But if you know when you pick them up, you can keep them in your inventory. So you don't want the dogs to picking up bad metals. Also, you might want to have the metal not on the ground, but floating. Because if the metal is on the ground, dogs might, if you're unlucky, another bad metal, might drop a tooth and it falls through the map, which is really annoying. I'm quickly going to empty my inventory here because this is all bad metal, which is insane. Nope, that is not a metal. This is a good metal. This is another good metal. Wow, those dogs are horrible today. Also, dogs dropping a tooth makes a very distinctive sound. If you're close to it. That is a bad metal, I told you earlier. Not good. Another tooth. And that is the sound I was waiting for. Third tooth. We need 4. Here's the 4th tooth. So we have 4 teeth now. Now we want to slice this creep wine twice. We want 2 creep wine samples and 3 seeds. 3 and fill the rest of our inventory up with metal. So we only need 4 teeth. We want some metal. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad metal. So, and if you find any mobile vehicle base, make sure to scan them on the way while grabbing teeth. So after you have all your 4 teeth, you want to head back to your base. And first thing you do is convert the fiber mesh, the creepvine samples into fiber mesh, craft 1 silicone rubber and 2 lubricants, just to make some inventory space, because all of that all of these fruits do take a lot of inventory space. So put the teeth in here, put all of that in here, and put all of that in here for now. Also, every time you exit a hatch, every time you go through a hatch, you go through and this hatch is powered, you get some oxygen. Unless you're going into a flooded base, then you won't get some oxygen, but as we all know, the outside world is not a flooded base, it's a flooded planet, so that doesn't count. So we still get some oxygen. That's just a quick side tip. But again, going up to 0 meters to get some oxygen and going in the base again. So, if you want to take a medkit, that's fine. Life pods should have another medkit by now, which is good. Yep. Also, there is no shame in going to the creepvine forest and crafting a few medkits. That's no problem. So, first thing we want to do is grab some titanium, take off our O2 tank, and grab our silver, and deconstruct those 2 glass here. That's why we crafted windows, so we can deconstruct it from the inside. And then we want to craft our high capacity O2 tank. And the next thing we want to do is grab a flare and count how much copper we have. We just have 1 copper. Also, I'm going to get some oxygen real quick. Also, I'm running low on battery, so I'm taking those 2 batteries here. And just... the important battery is the battery of the sea glide. So we'll keep those 2 batteries here. And now my Seaglide has full power again. So next glitch we are going to use is called flare storage. It's basically ghost storage but with larger lockers. So you activate it by having a flare in your hand, right clicking with the flare and clicking on the locker. And now we have flare storage activated. It's basically the same as ghost storage, but well, with larger storage. I'm going to make it day again for you to be able to see. Yeah, I'm going to grab some oxygen again 0 meters. And then again I'm using this coral tube as navigation. If you follow this coral tube through, here is the geyser. Again, here's the Seaglide rack where we got the Seaglide from. Here is the geyser. While we are here at this geyser, we have 1 copper, that's it. We get some oxygen and then go down. We want to come out of the geyser and have 10 copper in total, so we have 2 copper. Titanium, 3 copper, 4 copper. Next one will give us a copper. 4? I don't know. I think we're at 4. 5. So, and then here are these pockets, which always have sandstone. Grab these 3, these 2, titanium, and these 3. 7, possibly. 8. And now we count sandstone and copper. So 0 sandstone, 8 copper. 1, 8, 2, 8, 2, 9, 3, 9, 10. So now we have 3, we have 4. Now we want to get 24 sandstone. So we have 4 sandstone during day glows a bit, which is really nice to see. At night it doesn't. So 4. I'm going to get some oxygen again. Oop. Don't leave the water, otherwise you will lose Super Seaglide. 4. So then we go towards towards this side, which with the open cave. 4 titanium, 4 sandstone, and then we just look for sandstone. 4, anything here? No. 5, 6, 7. Again, if you look at the top, there it's glowing. The sandstone is glowing. 8. Then you want to swim here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, then here, 14, 15, 16. Then you can get some oxygen here. These stingers will not hurt you while in Super Seaglide. Also, crashfish will not know you are around, which is great. So I think we're at 16. And we want to swim up here. 17. 18. Now we are full. So we are going to drop all of that. So I will make sure that I have everything. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 1, which is 10. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which are the 8 you get in the geyser. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, 17. I want to make sure I keep 2 titanium. 17, 18. 18. Oops, that's a mesmer, which is annoying, which is always there. 18. Then we want to swim out of here to look if there's anything here. 18, 19, 20. You don't need to get 24 here. So 20, which is fine. Then we swim up. And then again, here's the geyser. Here's the geyser. Then we want to swim in that direction. 20. You don't need to have 20 yet. It's totally fine. Then we swim here. Then here's this pillar. Get some oxygen. This pillar sometimes has sandstone, not always. 20, 21. Sometimes on top as well, not this time. Then we swim to this cave. 22, 23, 24. And now we just want one more gold. So, no gold. No gold. Gold. So then we swim through here. If you don't have all the sandstone yet, then you exit this cave, swim to your left, and here is this wreck. This cave has some sandstone as well, but we are all good on sandstone. But if you need sandstone, you can gather sandstone here. So here is this wreck. Inside this wreck, you want to build a compartment. This will make the wreck disappear. I don't need another tooth. We have already teeth. Don't need 2 more teeth. So now I deconstructed this wreck here, and this wreck often has mobile vehicle bay fragments. So we want to scan those if there are any. If you're lucky, it has 3, but we were unlucky and we just got 1. So we got 1 earlier. You joking? How many teeth are there? 3 teeth now? God dang it. So we got 2 out of 3, so we just need to find 1 more mobile vehicle bay. They are in... looks like the same boxes as the Sea Glide, but they are larger. This is a Sea Glide box, which is small. And it can only be found in the kelp forest. Outside of the kelp forest, you won't find any. And this is a 3rd mobile vehicle bay fragment. And now we want to head back to base. Also, again, make sure not to drown. I will grab a bladderfish if I find one, because I'm very low on water. Don't need that, but I need some water. So, once we are here, we're going to pick up that flare again, because I hate the light with a passion. So I'm just going to craft some water. So, now all which we had earlier is in this locker. So, we want to grab all of our copper. Yep. All but 1 of our table coral. And 4 gold. So we want to craft another fabricator here. And then I need another 4. So we need 4 copper for crafting. And we build a fabricator, second one. So we use 2 fabricators for crafting because that's faster. So first thing we want to do is craft 5 copper wire. Then we want to craft 4 computer chips, sorry. Then I put that in this locker here. Then I want to grab this. And 8 silver. With the 8 silver we craft 4 wiring kits. With 1 wiring kit we craft a rebreather. Put 1 wiring kit in here. Take 2 computer chips and 2 wiring kits. And 4 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, make sure not to drown. And with that we craft ourselves 2 advanced wiring kits. 1, 2. Put those in here. So now we want to deconstruct our base, because our base has a lot of titanium and glass, which we need. only leave this portion here. Then we are going to put 1 glass in, take 3 teeth, take titanium. So we convert all of our metal salvage into titanium. Then we craft 3 enameled glass. Make sure to not craft a 4th enameled glass. Only 3 enameled glass. You need 1 glass later on. And then we want 3 titanium ingots. We can only craft 1. So again, you get metal from the kelp forest, obviously. Often it is on the edge of this biome. I know that I put a lot of metal in here earlier, but that is just very... haven't done that ever before. So 4, 8, 16, 20, 1 more, why not? Another contraband, wow. Again, this type of metal, which is the L shape, will never drop any teeth. That's why we always take it out of the equation. So we have 1 titanium ingot. We want 3. Three titanium ingots. So now we take 1 titanium ingot, 1 lubricant, 2 batteries, and a silicone rubber. Yeah, I'm good. And then we want to make sure we use the batteries. So this one has 100%, so we put with 100% normally in our sea cloud because that takes the most power, and then the other one, if that has more power, the other 100% battery normally we put into our habitat builder. But yeah, I now have the two batteries with the lowest battery percentage, and craft a power cell and then a mobile vehicle bay. Then I'm just going to clean this locker out. Put as much as possible into this locker. That's fine. Put this in here, this in here. Okay. So, for the next part, we need the Aurora to not be exploded. That is very important. Also, we need a bunch of medkits. If you're good at this, you can do it with only 1 medkit or even without medkits, but I usually always take 1 medkit at least 1 medkit with me. So you craft medkits by crafting fiber mesh. 1 fiber mesh requires 2 creepvine seeds, creepvine samples. So I craft a lot of those fiber mesh. And then I craft some first aid kits. So, activate Super Sea Glide in case you don't have it, and then we are going to the Aurora. So, for this we need the Aurora to not be exploded, so I'm going to use commands to restore the Aurora. For this, you just need to learn to be fast enough to do this before the Aurora explodes. That's just a fact. There is nothing that I can do against that. So you want to go to the rear thrust of the Aurora, and we are basically just going to tank through this radiation. That's why we have a lot of medkits with us. So you want to swim again to the rear thrust of the Aurora. Here is this this formation. So here you sometimes can find bridge fragments, Cyclops bridge fragments, and Cyclops engine fragments. If you've come across those, always scan it. Very important. Especially bridge fragments. Bridge fragments are tedious sometimes. Even more engine fragments. I'm not going to scan it because this is a tutorial, but if you find those, always scan them. Very important. Then you want to swim through this small hole here. If the Aurora explodes, this hole closes, so that's why it is important to do this before the Aurora explodes. You might need to practice this part a lot, because there are some kind of invisible walls here. And you need Super Sea Glide for this next part. So then you kind of swim right and make sure to be near the surface. Then you find this, and this box here above water is what we are looking for. So this now only works in September 2018 patch. If you are on current patch, I will show you the other way to do it in a bit. If you are on September 2018 patch, this is how you do it. So you swim towards this until these pipes render in. Then you line yourself up with the middle pipe and swim back until it just barely renders in. Then you look above you and make sure you're not below this crease here. Make sure you are kind of in the center of this hallway, and then we just hold space and jump up and then we basically fly through the floor. This only works in the September 2018 patch, not in current patch. In current patch there is a different way to get in. Then we just walk to the right, to the left, and then here is the captain's quarters. We want to get in. The code for that is always 2679, never changes. Then we get in, get the data terminal, which is the rocket blueprints, and then we go and die in this fire. So the way you enter the Aurora on current patch is, again, this part is the same. Again, swimming over there to the right. And now, instead of looking at the pipes here, you want to look at this corridor here. This corridor right here. You want to jump up here. Preferably not too much, because you will take some fall damage. Run up this corridor. Jump through here. And then jump over here. And then do some parkour here. Then run up here. Then to the left. And then same 2679 is always the code. Get the blueprints and die in this fire. So that's how you get in on current patch. Now that we are respawned, we want to do some preparations for the next segment, which is going to be the mountain. So what we want to do is we want to take 2 quartz with us, 5 titanium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to have the don't want anything in there. So 2 quartz, 5 titanium. We want the mobile vehicle bay. We want a table coral. We want a moon pool, which is 2 titanium ingots, 1 lubricant and 2 lead. Then we want to go into this locker again, put the mobile vehicle bay in here. Equip our flare, because we're going to do flare storage again. Right click, left click to activate flare storage on this locker here. Then we exit here and deconstruct this solar panel, but keep it with 1 quartz. So we only got 1 quartz from here and now there is still 1 quartz in here. This will keep the power of this solar panel in this base for later. I'm going to make it day again because night sucks. And then we want to swim towards the geyser. If you are from here again, this coral tube, swim towards it. Here's the geyser. You want to look at the geyser, see this coral tube which is pointing us in this direction. Up, get some oxygen, because why not? And now, very important, do not open up your inventory until way later. We are not going to open up our inventory for a while now. So this coral tube points in this direction. You want to look slightly to the right, like about there, and then just swim there. There is this dense, these dense creep vines here. If you swim towards that, here is life pod 3. If you keep swimming, there is this small cave here which has ice stalks. You want to take your knife and slice this once. And then just keep swimming in this direction here. Follow this land here, like this. Here is the underwater islands. To the right is another biome, and we just want to follow that edge. If there are any fragments here, like Moonpool or Cyclops engine, which can happen here, which can spawn here, you always want to grab that. That is a nuclear reactor, we don't need that. But you always want to scan it if this appears. So we want to keep swimming here around this mountain. And now we are here where this thing is, and then here is a cave entrance, and here is a cave entrance. Now we want to go up and go grab full air. And go down and swim into the top entrance. Here is a purple tablet. We want to grab that. Then turn to the left and swim to the left. So now we are here. This thing has some lithium and some shale. Shale gives you lithium, diamonds, and gold. We want, and there's magnetite as well. We don't care about magnetite. So we want 14 lithium. You don't need to get all 14 lithium here. So 14 lithium and 5 gold. So 14 1. No, 1 1, 2 1, 3 1. 4 1. Just swim around here. 5 1. 6 1. 6 1, okay. Then you want to swim towards this portal here. And you want to build a base here with a hatch. Make sure to not enter that hatch. And a solar panel. So we have a 6 1. And another compartment. We can only build that partially, but that is just to get the titanium out of our inventory.
All primary systems online.
6 1. Here is a Moonpool fragment. I'm not... normally you would definitely scan that. I will not. I have no idea what my count is. 6 1. I say 6 1. So now I'm going up for air again. I won't scan those either. I will go up for air. Again, not opening up my inventory. So, because if you do it on current patch, you cannot swim through this wall, which means you need to go in the normal way, and you need an extra tablet. So there is an extra tablet provided, but normally we use that to get into the cache at Sparse Reef to get the ion cubes later on. So you will need an extra tablet to get in here. To get the tablet, you need Super Sea Glide, so you need to do this at this stage. And after you build this, you need to go down underneath the portal towards this rock right here. There is a faint purple lighting here. And here is in fact a purple tablet out of bounds. You can only access this purple tablet with Super Sea Glide, so you need to do this now and not later, which is unfortunate. So you want to swim down here and try and grab this purple tablet. So you will need that later on. Unfortunately, that makes it a bit harder with inventory management in the lava zone. But to figure out how to do that, I would recommend checking out a current patch speedrun. I will link my current patch speedrun in the description down below for you to check out and see how to do it on current patch. But this video is mainly for September 2018 patch. If you're on current patch, you need to do something right here. I will show you what that is later. If you're on September 2018 patch, then you don't. So 6.1. Now you want to swim down here to this geyser here, and here you grab the rest. 6.1, 6.2. We want 14.5. 7.2, 8.2, 8.3. 9.3, 10.3, 11.3, 11.4. Again, scan the engine here. 12.4, 12.5, 12, 13, 14. So we had 14.5, 14 lithium, 5 gold. Nope. And now you want to swim up to get some air. So now we want to open up our inventory and see that we have still have flare storage. So we put all our diamonds, all our lithium, and all but 1 gold in here. Important, keep 1 gold. And also we want to get our mobile vehicle bay. So in your inventory you now have 2 lead, 2 titanium, 1 lubricant, which is for a moon pool, a mobile vehicle bay, a table coral, and a gold for a fabricator, a tablet, a mobile vehicle bay, and the eye stalk seed. And also we don't really need those, I just realized. So yeah, you need some inventory space. That is the important thing. So that is all you should have in your inventory right now. Now next, I will go down again. Just holding down C to go down. And next at this rack we want to scan. When we leave this rack we want to have a full moon pool and a full Cyclops engine. So these are Cyclops engine. So every fragment has different ways of looking. Like this is one variant. This is the same variant. This is a different variant. So we have full Cyclops engine. Same goes for moon pool. This is a moon pool fragment. This is a moon pool fragment. We only need 2 of those. There is another moon pool here, another moon pool right here. This is another different version of this fragment. So yeah, that's all we need. We need engine and moon pool from here. Let's make it day again. Then you see this canyon right here, and you want to swim up there. Also, by the way, now you can open up your inventory. That's fine. You can also find moon pool fragments and engine fragments, I believe, as well here in this on the floor here. So that's another thing. So you want to swim. Oh, there's a nuclear reactor. There is an engine. So we want to swim up here and slash that once. Swim over here and slash that once and go up for air. Also, what I genuinely like to do is when my battery is at 35%, I won't do it yet, but when my battery is at 35%, I switch battery with the scanner. So now we go down. So this is a part what you really need to practice probably. So to the right side of this arch, there is this edge here. If you press against that edge and deploy the mobile vehicle bay in a certain way, it unfolds out of bounds, and when you climb it, you are out of bounds. Then you want to pick up the mobile vehicle bay again. So this is something you just need to practice. You cannot do that first try, or very, very unlikely, and it is very unreliable if you don't practice it. So I really encourage you to practice this section here. So now we just want to go down, holding down C. Now I'm at 35%. I'm just going to switch battery with the scanner. We want to go down to about 900 meters, I think. No, 600 meters, whatever. So now here is this cave in the Lost River, and we want to swim towards this here and slash this ghost weed here, right here, with a knife. Then we turn left and head this way. Here is a ghost leviathan. His name is Casper. Hi Casper. If Casper will never bother you if you swim directly down here. Sometimes he says hi and blesses to run, like right now. No, that was Kevin. So now when you are down here, you want to look at those pools of lava. These pools of lava have some nickel sometimes. Nickel is a tiny little potato, really hard to spot. And so oxygen first. Oxygen is important. When you're low on oxygen like I am right now, you want to swim to below 1200 meters and build a moon pool. Then you go into the moon pool and save your inventory to be able to respawn here again. We are below 1200 meters because 1200 meters is what it takes to flood this moon pool on its own, which will activate Super Sea Glide for us. And now I just want to die real quick because I know I still have 8 seconds of oxygen left, blah blah blah. Just going to die in the lava. You don't take damage from lava if you have Super Sea Glide. So I'm just going to jump here, and when I exit the moon pool I have Super Sea Glide again, which is pretty fantastic. Then of course we want to deconstruct that moon pool because we use it as our portable spawn point. So again, swimming up here to look for nickel. Nickel looks like this. This is nickel. It is a potato, very, very small, very, very hard to see, and you need 3 of those. Here is another one, and it is really hard, really easy to overlook them, and really hard to spot sometimes. We did turn off bloom in the settings earlier. If we didn't have bloom turned off, we would have an even harder time seeing here. So we still need a 3rd nickel. Nickel can spawn basically anywhere here on those rocks. Just want to swim in that general direction. But you need 3 of those nickel. That is the important thing. No nickel, that is shale, shale. Nickel. So we have 3 nickel. Now we just head this way. This is Kevin. Kevin is a big loud boy. He likes to clip into this lava castle here, but he's not bothering us right now. So we want to swim here, and here is the entrance. We want to swim into this entrance, and we want to pick up kyanite and what's it called? Sulfur. So 1, 1. Then to the right. 2, 1. Here, turn around. 3, 1. And then we are here. Here we can build a moon pool somehow, somewhere. Here. And again our spawn point. Fill up oxygen. So we are 3-1. We want to go in here. So watch out your oxygen. If you your health. If you are low on health, you don't want to jump down here because you will die, obviously. Normally that is a good thing if you take damage here, because ideally we want to jump off of this platform here and die from full damage. We will not, I will not manage that. So you come down here, pick up this ion cube, run over to this pedestal and activate it with this with the tablet from earlier. Then we run up here. And we grab those. Ideally we die from full damage right here, but I can never manage that, so I have to run out again. Then I know so this thing has two entrances, this entrance and this entrance. Our moon pool is at the other entrance, but I'm just going to go out here and swim down to the lava and die. That's the fastest way, because I will need my full health. So I respawn back at the moon pool. If you Super Sea Glide activates when this animation, this where water is flowing over your mask. This is when you know Super Sea Glide is activated. So we want to deconstruct the moon pool, and we have 3 and 1, 4 and 1. We need 4 and 4. 4 and 4. We have 4 and 1. 4 and 2. So now we swim here in... So just to make sure, I will build a moon pool again, because this is the last time we can use that moon pool. Just to keep our oxygen high. Up. And jump in here again. So we are at 4 and 2. We need 4, 4. So now my oxygen is full. Deconstruct that again. And now we drop those 2 lead. So we now cannot save our... we cannot make our oxygen... we cannot fill our oxygen up again. So now this cave here has some crystalline sulfur. Now there are 2 clip spots. There are tutorials on how to do that. But I want to swim to one of those clip spots. We have 4 and 4 for lithium, for sulfur, and I want to clip out of bounds here with this mobile vehicle bay. Again, there are tutorials. I'm going to link those in the description below on how to do that. And we are just going to leave it here. I have 4 and 4. Now, if here is this huge lava lake and you want to swim below that. So here is this huge wall. And now, depending on how low your oxygen is, you do one of 2 things. Either you swim directly out there towards some... I am going to do that towards a brain coral, like this brain coral right here. Because my oxygen is very low. Okay, so here is a cave. You can get to this cave out of bounds as well. We normally swim in that cave. While we come from out of bounds, we swim in this way. Then you grab this ion cube and this sea crown, slash this sea crown once, then swim up here, then turn around. And then we swim towards this pedestal right here and activate it with one of the 2 ion cubes we have in our inventory right now. Then here's the sand. Now we would normally wait till Big Mama blows away the sand. We don't have time for that, so we just clip through this sand with Super Sea Glide. So if you're in Super Sea Glide, you can just slightly clip through everything, and we can clip through the... We can... Shut up, Mama. So we can clip through the sand slightly.
I will give you freely what the others tried in vain to take.
So we can slightly clip through this sand and activate the pedestal with an ion cube. Which activates the portal. Then we... Shut up.
But first they must feel the time is right and break free of their shells.
Then we just...
The others could not force to you. I give the secret willingly.
So then we exit the portal. And this is where we built the base earlier. We want to deconstruct this compartment and enter this here. Then we build a fabricator and craft the hatching enzymes for which we have all the ingredients. Then we want to deconstruct this fabricator and deconstruct this hatch. Then we swim back in again. Now this is just a back and forth and back and forth. And swim towards this pedestal right here, or this console right here. And just click it once. And then we swim back out this portal. So now the baby is hatched. There is an animation you can watch, but the babies are instantly outside in reality. So we can just swim out. And swim towards this. This enzyme bubble is always in this spot. So we are curing ourselves now. And now we swim towards the quarantine enforcement platform, or just the gun, which we usually call it. So now this is a difference to current patch again. In current patch, you just run, you swim up there, and then you just run up, grab the tablet. You need to grab an extra tablet from down there, which I will show you. And just run up there, grab the tablet, deactivate the force field, and disable the gun. In this patch, we just swim towards this wall right here, and hold left and jump, so we can jump through that wall here. We want to take off our rebreathe and oxygen tank and make sure to stay under 100 meters to lose oxygen faster. Then we want to swim up here. There are some invisible walls here. So you want to, oops, hold on. So I won't drown that fast. So you want to keep under this, if you extend this edge, if you extend this edge here, you want to keep under this edge. If you swim above that edge, the water will disappear and the run is basically dead. So you want to swim here, 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 to this edge here, swim up. Then here in this square, basically, you can enter the room. Notice we are still swimming. Then you want to deactivate the gun, just interact with it. I don't know why I don't have sound right now. Or the proper sound. Then we want to swim back. Again, this square right here is where we exit this room. And we just swim over to this square and enter the room, this room. Then we swim down here and grab this tablet. In current patch, you don't need to do that. Well, you can't do that anyway. And then we can grab this ion cube right here, but we don't need to. I won't do it for the sake of this tutorial. And then we just drown. And because we deconstructed the hatch on our last base outside of the gun, we this didn't count as a base anymore, and we respawned back at the life pod because that was the last valid base the game could find. So I will do a battery swap with this. So activate Super Sea Glide again. Activate flare storage again. And then we want to exit here again. Also, I need to put that on, of course. So, flare storage. Nope. Flare storage. Super Sea Glide and full oxygen tank. So, now we want to again Aurora. Behind the Aurora there is a cloud which glows through the PDA. I can't open up my PDA right now because otherwise I will void flare storage. So we want to head towards that cloud. Now the Aurora is exploding. Again.
A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-10.
So you just keep swimming this way
7, 6, 5,
until you notice these ridges right here.
2.
So is this over so I can talk again? Hey, I can talk again. Okay. So you want to swim towards these ridges right here. And then down. And this now is the sparse reef. In the sparse reef there is this hole here. Inside this hole we want to grab 2 rubies. And 2 gel sacks. Here. And we also want 1 piece of salt. And then there is this thing. Yeah. So we want to swim towards the thing with the wreck over it, on top of it. So you want to swim back here, then there is this mountain. But first I will grab some oxygen. So, we swim down here. In here, then to the left. Here, you can look for these pedestals right here. Then we want to deactivate the force field here with the tablet. And we want to grab 4 ion cubes. And then we head out. We go this way, then right, then left, and then here is a big wreck. Right here we build a compartment again inside this wreck to make the wreck disappear, and then there are three things we need. We need Cyclops hull fragments, Cyclops bridge fragments, and Cyclops shield generator. So, Cyclops hull fragment. Nothing here. This is the Cyclops bridge. This is a hull. This is another bridge. This is another hull. And another bridge. Bridge is something many runs die to, sadly. And we need the Cyclops shield generator data box. Now we have full Cyclops, the Cyclops shield generator, which is great because the Cyclops shield generator is the only thing we need from the Cyclops. And then over here there is this small X, this X here, and here is a cave entrance, and we want to swim down here and grab 1, 2, 3 deep shrooms. Now we open up our inventory and put away our salt, which we picked up, our rubies, our gel sacks, our deep shrooms. So the thing about dying is when you die, you lose all the items you picked up, or you keep all the items you had on you when you last were in a base. We had all of that apart from the ion cubes. You will never lose ion cubes or tablets when you die. That's at least how it should be. Apparently some people had some issues with that once, but normally you keep ion cubes and tablets. That has always been the case for me. So you only want to put away the things you picked up after you left the base. And then we want to slash those mushrooms right here to kill ourselves. For us to respawn back at the life pod. Or our base. So, we are back at our base. I pick up the flare because I hate this flare. So, let's put some stuff away. So now I want to grab 1, 2, 3, 4 titanium, 1 piece of glass, and a moon pool. So this... So a moon pool is 2 lead, 2 titanium ingot, and a lubricant. We want to have 4 pieces of titanium and a piece of glass. Then we go a bit away from our base and build 2 eye compartments next to each other. Then we partially build a window on one of the eye compartments and deconstruct the eye compartment. Then we build a L compartment where the eye compartment was. Build the window and deconstruct the window. Now this base is a weird base. Don't have it connected to your base, otherwise your base will be weird. So now when we build a moon pool, which is attached to this base, this moon pool is now 2 moon pool. And when you deconstruct the moon pool, there is a second moon pool inside. Yep. So we just deconstructed a moon pool. We have now the resources of a moon pool. Now now you need to now we have another moon pool. Now we can deconstruct this moon pool. Now there is only 1 moon pool, so we deconstruct it partially and reconstruct it again. Now it's 2 moon pool again. The thing about duping is it has a weird hitbox. Like I can't deconstruct from here. You might sometimes be able to deconstruct it from here, but then not. It's very weird. You need to practice that. So 1 moon pool, 2 moon pool, 3 moon pool, 4 moon pool. So you basically want 4.5 moon pools. So we have 4 moon pool, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we only need 1 titanium ingot. And of course our power is out, because why wouldn't it be? So we have 6, 7, 8, 9 titanium. That is good. Now we need to do some crafting. Don't need that. We need this tooth, and with this tooth we can craft our 4th enameled glass. We now need 1, 2, 3, 4 silver. 1, 2, 3, 4 gold, 4 iron cubes. With that we craft ourselves the 4 iron batteries, which we need. Then we take 2 silicon rubber to make iron power cells out of those. Then we take the rubies, gel sacks, deep shrooms, one gold and 1 salt. So we craft aerogel, hydrochloric acid, and polyaniline. And then we take all our lithium and craft 7 plus steel ingots, and we will not have the power for that.
Warning, emergency power only.
Why is this deconstructed, for crying out loud?
Power restored.
So we have 4. That is normally not something that happens. I don't know why that happened. I will go into the life pod because that one has power. So this is a glitch where I kind of left while something was building in the game. Now thinks I can craft everything. That is not the case. So now I have my 7 plus steel ingots. Yeah, this should be everything. Okay. So now I will put all of that stuff away and only grab what will I grab? So I will look at my thingy and have a look at what I need to craft the Neptune launch platform. 4 lead, 2 titanium ingots, and a computer chip. So I'll take that. That should, yep, Neptune launch platform. Activate Super Sea Glide again and make it day again. So our mobile vehicle bay, which floated up to the surface, which we so mobile vehicle bays. So when you go around the map in this game, the game doesn't load the entire map. When you leave a certain area, the terrain gets unloaded, and there are 2 exceptions. The first exception is water, and the second exception are mobile vehicle bays. So when you leave, all the terrain unloads, and only the water and the mobile vehicle bay stay, which means the mobile vehicle bay can float up through the area where there used to be terrain, and now it floated up to the surface, which is right here. So there are these 3 towers, and right here is the mobile vehicle bay. So we are going to pick that up and swim over here. Here is this reverse L, and here is this brain coral. There is a very specific lineup and everything. I don't know that lineup. I use this coral, this brain coral, as a lineup. I look away from here while I'm standing on this position of the brain coral and exit the water to lose Super Sea Glide. Then I deploy the mobile vehicle bay, and then I build the rocket platform. If you make it if you get this way any closer, you cannot build a Cyclops, which is really annoying, which happened to me recently. It sucks. So now we want to grab 2 lubricant, and then basically everything relevant which we gathered, like the enameled glass, the computer chip, the wiring kits, this crystalline sulfur, kyanite, nickel power cells, glass steel, polyaniline, aerogel, and I'm just going to fill the rest up with lead, because I will need lead for something. Then I swim towards the rocket platform, to the left of the rocket platform, and do a dolphin dive on here, and build the first stage of the rocket. You can do that while standing here. You don't need to go up there. Then I will go back to the mobile vehicle bay. And build the Cyclops. Then swim back to the rocket platform. Wait for the gantry to finish. Let's have a look if we have everything for that. Yes, we do. The next section, then we build the next section. Now, watch out that the Cyclops doesn't drop on you. If the Cyclops drops on you, you die. So we're going to swim to the right side of the Cyclops, and while you are here at this this edge here, you can grab the ladder from the outside. We do that. We are now swimming. We take one power cell out of here and craft the Cyclops shield generator, and then we head out again. You can pick up the Cyclops shield generator from anywhere on the Cyclops. Then we exit the Cyclops and swim towards the back of the rocket platform. And we build the next stage. And we have everything for the cockpit as well. So we wait until that's finished. Then we build the cockpit, and then we run to this side. Activate this elevator. You can use the scroll wheel on that. You cannot use the scroll wheel on the construction thingy on the bottom. Then we enter this here. We activate all of those 3 switches here. This one, this one, and this one. We go upstairs. And on here there are 3 things. The computer system, the time capsule, and the life support. We don't need to interact with the time capsule at all. We only need to activate the primary CPU. And the life support system. Then we go up here and spam click on this chair, and the timer ends once the animation for sitting in the chair starts. And that's the speedrun.
Ready to launch on your command, Captain. Launch in 10, 9, 8.
So I will not spoil the ending for anyone. So if you want to see the ending, you need to finish the game. So yeah, thank you for watching this. I hope it helped. I know this tutorial was way overdue because the strats have changed this much for a long time now. But I hope it helped. And yeah, see you another time.